also are trying. At least they have 30%. But the rest of our continent, you have countries where not even 80% of women are in the decision making. Here in South Africa, business, although we have a vibrant economy, actually, you look at the top of our decision making in terms of boards and the excos and of course CEOs, where are the women? When we talk of sustainability, which is the issue we are talking about here, we have to say Africa, its best and strongest capital, it's its people. It's its people. It's the energy they represent. It's the brain power they represent. It's the skills, the potential even of expertise they represent. And we are developing economies which they produce relatively high rates of growth, but they're leaving people behind. We have economies which are giving it the impression of a building in which you have the foundations and you have the roof, but you don't have the body. You don't have the body of this building. You don't have the pillars, and you are not bringing the pillars with you so that this building will be stable. And of course, when I say the foundations, I'm talking of the millions of the poor, and then you have a small group which sometimes is very, very, very wealthy, and all the rest is left behind. This building will collapse. It will not be able to sustain itself and to move behind. So when we talk of this business in responsibility, I welcome, and I know you are doing lots in terms of social responsibility. You help to build schools, you help to build clinics and water schemes, etc., etc. All this is necessary. It's important, but it's not the decisive part of your investment. It's not one. Because with that, you are going to give some peanuts. You are trying to maybe to calm down certain communities around your business. But basically, the economy is not going to make it. If the economy doesn't make it, your business also will fail. So I appeal that while you continue to do the little things of social responsibility, take the issue of developing the human capital of this continent as the strategic and the most important investment. And you understand me when I talk investment because you are business. Investment, the best investment you have to do is to invest in the human capital of this continent. In 20, 30 years, you'll begin to have a very broad pool of experts, of technicians, etc., which will make your business sustainable, but will make our economies sustainable. You see, in our cities, in all the cities of this continent, those who are relatively well, doing well, they live in small prisons. They live in those gates where we have to protect ourselves from, you know, from the young people I was talking about. They have been to school, they don't have employment, they are creative, they have energy, and they are destabilizing, our social life. South Africa itself, and many, like Kenya and Nigeria, the major issue they are confronted with is personal security. And this is growing in a way you have young people in millions getting angry. They don't trust the systems, they don't trust business, they don't trust even the adults as such. They, as I said, they feel disenfranchised. Your business is not going to thrive, our economies are not going to thrive if we don't take this seriously. Take the case of China. 20, 25 years back, everybody would laugh at Chinese. We're not taking them seriously. Now, they're not only here in this continent as heavily as they are. You saw the Prime Minister of China is in Europe to save the euro. The Americans, they can't decide about the currency without taking into account China's interest. Why? They were very strategic and very quietly investing, one, in the young people. They have lots and lots of millions and billions of people. They trained inside the country, they trained in the US, they trained in Europe, they trained in Japan, everywhere. The best of the economies, they invested in the minds of their people. All these people are back now to China, and they are making China the power, the superpower, which, as you know, some are saying in 2050 or something, they will be the first economy, etc., etc., etc. Africans have to invest. Those resources we have, they can make us really a very prosperous continent. But it's not the minerals who are the issue. The issue is people to transform those minerals into wealth and into well-being. And that we can do with a focused, very sustained investment in our human resources. So any business has to do, I'm saying again and again, those little things, but make sure that in your own business you invest in human resources. But they do even more. The best of businesses who have made a name worldwide, they invested in technical training and universities. And they have their names even in those universities because they were able to understand strategic. Look at the Rockefellers, they have universities which are of those families, were started by those families as a long-term investment, not only to develop their countries, but to have their name in history. We have in this country big business. We have to begin to invest seriously in our universities and our technicals. The technicals which we are going to give, the skills for us to build whatever we want. So I think more than the narrow sense of sustainability of your own business, you have to have the broader understanding of sustainability of our economies and of our societies, in saying social cohesion. That's what you need through the contribution you make in investing. And finally, I want to raise the issue of region. This is Africa is the only region which doesn't trade with itself. We trade with everyone else, but we don't trade among ourselves. Only 80% of our trade is done in this continent. You are big business, and you have your initiatives, etc. You make deals with America, with Europe, and now with Asia. Very little of investment which is made in this continent to industrialize Africa, because then you not only are going to transform and add value to the raw materials we have, but you are going to